Hello, Facebook fans and YouTube fans of DX Engineering. It is Tuesday afternoon here in the Eastern time zone of the USA. It's daylight savings time in the USA. It is also 17:15 Zulu on March 11th, 2025. And this is Tuesdays with DX Engineering. This is a show where we typically have DX Engineering employees on with us to talk about the things that they're working on and maybe some customer ideas. But today we have a very special guest. It's Michael Kalter, W8CI. Michael wears a lot of hats for Hamvention, the Dayton Amateur Radio Association, which is the host club of the Hamvention, is fortunate enough to have Michael as their chief financial officer. And he is also the official spokesperson for Hamvention. And he works on the committee that takes care of the yearly Super Hamvention Awards. And Michael, today's the day for 2025. Welcome.
Well, thank you, Tim. It's great to be here. I appreciate you and the DX Engineering team and Katie and Terry who work in the background there to make sure that this all flows pretty smooth. And I want to remind everybody that we're getting a lot closer to Hamvention, May 16th, 17th, 18th. So many activities. I know Contest University is one of them, but check our website. It will begin to be much more populated. And then download the app probably within about a month, and we'll have all the forums listed, times, locations, all kinds of information that we can put into that app. It's very handy to have it. And it's handy to download it before you get there so you know where you're going and to plan your days out well. And I want to remind everybody that our theme this year is radio independence. Radio independence means a lot to us at Hamvention. We are not really held, I won't say held hostage, but we put the show on as an all-volunteer team. And I think we work so well together. Yeah, is there drama? Not very much, but we nip it in the bud, get over it, and move on. And it's a very, very exciting group of hams to work with. And the Dayton Amateur Radio Association, the sponsor, around 1,000 members, and so many of them are volunteers. We have between 600 to 700 volunteers. So I wanted to get that information in, and I want everybody to continue to think about what does radio independence mean to us? What does it mean to us as amateurs? So with that, Tim, let's move into the awards.
All right, Michael, that's great for 2025. These are the Dayton Hamvention Awards. And let's start, Michael, with the technical achievement.
All right, and that is Dr. Christina Collins. And there she is. And as you can see, her call sign KD8OXT. But Dr. Collins serves as the Chief Operations Scientist for the HAMSci Personal Space Weather Station Network. In this role, she collaborates with citizen scientists to pinpoint significant events, organize campaigns, and ensure PSWS data is validated. PSWS means Personal Space Weather Station, is validated and curated for scientific purposes. As of now, listeners can hear her voice on WWV at 8 minutes past the hour and WWVH at 48 minutes past the hour, where she introduces the test signal for the WWV/H Scientific Modulation Working Group. She has been instrumental in organizing numerous workshops through HAMSci and has guided many undergraduates and graduate students in radio science projects, including instrument deployments, eclipse campaigns, and data analysis. She's a dedicated member of the CASE Amateur Radio Club, which is Whiskey 8 Echo Delta Uniform, working alongside her colleagues to integrate amateur radio into university teaching and research. At the Space Science Institute, Dr. Collins employs virtual reality and sonification in her research to explore geospace and other interdisciplinary scientific questions. Her primary research interests lie in using open source hardware and software to enhance participation and accelerate progress in science and engineering. We'd like to really congratulate the work that Christina has done. We're excited that she is our Technical Achievement Award winner this year. So congratulations, Christina.
Excellent choice. And Christina is just a very solid example of youth and now getting experience. And also, Michael, one of the themes that you have solidified over the years, she's giving back and really taking advantage of her talents to share it with the amateur radio community. So a very good choice by the committee for the Technical Achievement Award this year.
Thank you. I really appreciate our awards team, and I do want to emphasize these choices aren't easy, but coming up, there's always something that's cut above everything else, and we choose them for. So
yeah, and Christina is definitely a cut above. So Michael, now that you've got Christina for the Technical Achievement Award, what about the Special Achievement Award?
All right, and that goes to Julio Rapal, WD4R, and Julio received his first amateur radio license in 1977. His fascination with hurricane began in childhood. It's actually sparked when Hurricane Betsy in 1965 damaged his family's home in Miami, Florida, causing water to pour into his bedroom. In 1980, Dr. Neil Frank, then director at the National Hurricane Center, requested an amateur radio station within the NHC to facilitate communication with the Caribbean during hurricanes. Julio was chosen for this important task. WX4 handled its first hurricane that year, and Julio's initial 2-year assignment with the NHC has since extended to 45 years, covering over 100 hurricanes. In 2010, shortly after the Haiti earthquake, Julio was tasked with setting up and managing operations between the University of Miami Hospital in Florida and the University of Miami Field Hospital in Haiti. He swiftly coordinated with U.S. and Haitian officials, organizing a team of amateur radio operators from across the U.S. to run the Haiti WX4 NHC in Haiti. Beyond the field hospital, the team provided vital communication links to the U.S. Navy hospital ship, Comfort, facilitating helicopter and speedboat patient transfers that saved many lives. Julio and his team's use of amateur radio in public service demonstrated significant merit, earning high regard for amateur radio capabilities. So we'd like to really congratulate Julio on winning the Special Achievement Award. And I do want to take a quick moment to say that right now is probably as important time as ever for amateur radio operators to be supporting their National Weather Service as spotters and relaying information. With there have been some cuts, and they're dedicated. What a dedicated group of people. So for those of you who are currently spotters and working with either the Hurricane Center or your own National Weather Service, thank you. But please continue to do that. And if you haven't done it, look into it. Anyway, Tim, Julio.
Julio is a tremendous choice and is very deserving of the award, the Special Achievement Award. And WD4R, Whiskey Delta 4 Radio, will be at Hamvention. And those of you who would like to meet Julio and talk about his work in amateur radio, you'll be able to do that during our 3-day event. So another tremendous choice by the awards committee of Hamvention, Michael. Let's get on to the next award, which is the Club of the Year. Really, really good award winner this year.
Yeah, this is the what we call the RVRN. That is the what is it? The radio. Gotta take my glasses off here so I get it right. That's the RV Radio Network. Anyway, they have their roots that date back over 40 years to a chapter of the Texas Good Sam Club, which included a few ham radio operators. These hams started a net that drew in other Good Sam RVers from neighboring states, leading to gatherings at campgrounds where their fellow net members lived. The net quickly outgrew the Texas chapter, gaining members nationwide, and thus the RV Radio Network was born. Today, the RVRN boasts over 450 members, and it is actually amazing how the membership keeps snowballing there. From the very beginning, our club aimed to organize activities that not only expand knowledge of ham radio and related technology, but also allowed them to enjoy RV travel and meet fellow hams and RVers across the country. They keep in touch virtually through various ham radio nets and meet in person whenever possible. They have 10 different HF nets each week, along with a weekly international Echolink multi-mode net and a video net over the internet. They hold 2 major rallies a year featuring educational forums and seminars, tours of RV radio equipment, and antenna configurations. If there's an interesting industry nearby, they might invite a guest speaker to share insights about their operations. And of course, they enjoy the social events and entertainment common to typical RV rallies. I want to say that this group, after we did our research, I mean, they have a net practically every night of the week on the East Coast and the West Coast, and they do Echolink. They have Zooms where you can call in and ask questions about your RV, and it's really an amazing group, very, very active group. And I know that they're coming to Hamvention this year, and I wish we had more campsites available on site. But we have a waiting list now at Hamvention. I think it's like nearly 400 last time I checked. But please check. If you're bringing an RV, please check in the area because there are places to go. But what a great organization. And they bring in so many new members. And what a nice thing to do if you're on the road, if you're living in an RV, or you're traveling in an RV a lot. What a great comfort to be able to have that communication, Tim, to be able to communicate anywhere in the world, really, and with fellow RVers.
You know, there's a whole different challenge of organization when you have a club that is distributed, geographically. And they have done a tremendous job, Michael. I did some background checks on this club, and they are fantastic. Their mission is quite clear, and they have been extremely valuable to the amateur radio community. And that we used to just think of a club that would meet, once a month in a school or maybe a church with 15 or 20 guys, but that's not all the clubs today. There's certainly nothing wrong with the small local clubs, but this is a real game changer type club. So congratulations to the committee for thinking outside the box and looking at the RV Radio Network, because they are doing great things in our hobby. Michael, before we get on to the next award, the last award, the big award, I want to go to the chat room and just recognize the folks that we have in here today. Bubba's in here, November 4, Queen Mike, and he said he'll see us at Dayton. And he also wanted to ask what platforms run the app, and I'm sure the popular platforms are the app will run on. Richard says from England, Mike 0 Delta Sierra Kilo. Hope you're having a great day. Our friend Brian W7JET, pilot for Alaska Airlines. The XYL W7EVE and I will be attending Contest University in Hamvention. It has become an annual trip for us, and I think he's probably flying in, Michael. No Deer is on. Echo Yankee 8 Mike. He's portable Alpha 6 in the Gulf today, but No Deer is going to travel thousands of miles to come to Hamvention. He's been there before. He is a DX icon, and he also has tremendous photos that he takes of amateur radio operations as well as DXpeditions. And so look No Deer up on Facebook to see his tremendous photos. Our good friend Sandy Raker, Delta Lima 1 Quebec from Germany on today. And then Jen's Delta Lima 1 Whiskey is also on, saying 73 to, one German to another. That's great. And here's Katie Campbell, Kilo Echo 8 Lima Queen Radio. You can look for Katie's writings, Michael, on all bands, onallbands.com, altogether, onallbands.com. And you can see what Katie has been up to and some of her writings on the DX Engineering blog. Our co-chair of the great Hamcation, John Knott, November 4, Juliet Tango Kilo. Congratulations to the winners. Michael, Kilo Echo 3 Juliet Papa, he's on today with us. Mobile, good to have you on, Michael. And from the DX Engineering Sales and Engineering team, it's Mark, W8 Bravo, Quebec. And we've got Tom on here as well, November Golf 3 Quebec. And so lots of great amateur radio operators watching the show today. Michael, it's time for the Ham of the Year, and take it away.
All right. Hey, before we get to that, I just want to thank everybody for tuning in and all the great comments. And Hamvention is something that belongs to everybody, I think, and we all make it great. We all work together when we're there. And I just love it, as you know, and I think so many of us do. Anyway, Amateur of the Year this year is Neil Rapp, WB9 VPG. And I think a lot of you have heard of Neil. You got his picture up there. We go. And Neil's from Union, Kentucky, and he earned his novice ticket in 1976 at the remarkable age of 5, making him one of the youngest licensed amateur radio operators ever. Currently, he's a visiting professor of chemistry at Xavier University. Neil has a rich history in education. He previously taught high school chemistry and sponsored the Amateur Radio Club for 28 years at Evansville, Indiana, Harrison, and Bloomington, Indiana, High School South. During his tenure, he introduced over 3,600 students to amateur radio in STEM classrooms, and Bloomington South consistently excelled in the high school division of School Club Roundup. In 2019, Neil co-founded and became the camp director of Youth on the Air, we call it YODA, which connects young amateurs with peers through activities that encourage their continued involvement in amateur radio. YODA groups organize peer-led activities such as summer camps, contesting opportunities, and special events for licensed amateur radio operators under the age of 26. Neil's contributions to the amateur radio community extend further. He's a contributing editor of the Next Gen Contesters column in the National Contest Journal, a member of the ARIS USA Education Committee, a reporter and anchor for Amateur Radio Newsline, and the founder and former host of the Ham Talk Live webcast. I've got to know him over the years, and he's a powerhouse. He's a real dynamo when it comes to amateur radio, Tim. And I think you know him, and I'm sure you know him. But he's generally has a smile on his face, and he's always looking for the positive. He doesn't seem to let things get him down, and that's the kind of person to me. He's so well-rounded. What he does for youth, but even beyond just for youth, what he does. I mean, it's remarkable. You know, single-handedly, the guy's done so much since he's 5 years old.
Yeah, you know, if you take a look, just Google a Yoda, Youth on the Air, in the United States, and you will see just how big of a presence Neil Rapp has had and how much he has affected the young lives of so many radio amateurs that were getting started. He's run camps in Canada, in the US. This summer, they will have the Yoda camp out in Denver, Colorado, and it is organized by Neil. He's got a great team that works with him. Katie Campbell is working with Neil. And of course, Katie was a student at several of these Yoda camps. But Neil has taken the challenge of getting youth involved with amateur radio to the next level. And he's very deserving of Amateur of the Year. And I couldn't be happier. He's very well associated with Contest University and Hamvention and DARA. So we just couldn't be more excited about what Neil is doing now, and then what he will do in the future is going to be spectacular. Michael, before we wrap this up, I do want to go back to the chat room real quick because we have a few other hams that are checking in. And we've got Andy, Kilo 4 Lima Whiskey Radio is on with us. And also Richard, Whiskey Delta 8, Sierra Echo Delta. Can't wait to meet everybody at the flea market. Andy says, way to go, Neil. And Brian, yay, Neil. And Richard, congratulations, Neil. Brian, W7JET, congratulations to all of the winners. And to Neil, may the good DX be yours. And also we have Tim, Kilo 8 Lima Kilo is on with us. And so really a good chat room that is echoing the congratulations to all the award winners. And thank you, Michael, to you and to all the committee members and to everybody who does the volunteer work to make Hamvention the #1 event, the most special event for amateur radio.
Well, I'd like to thank you. Thank everybody for checking in. And yeah, and once again, what a wonderful slate that we have this year of winners. I am really excited, and believe me, it's very difficult. And I will mention that if you nominated somebody and they didn't make it this year, I don't throw those nominations away. So, I mean, we keep them, and you never know. Sometimes that person even does more and gets it over the hump. So anyway, from all of us, all the representing all of our volunteers who work so hard, I want to thank everybody, and I want to send a special shout out to Chuck Wright, K8MDB, who has designed our logos and designed the logo this year of Radio Independence. A beautiful logo, I think. Very, very clever guy. So anyway, everyone. 7-3, thank you, Tim. And in the background, thank you, Katie and Terry. 73, everyone.
All righty. Thank you, Michael. And thanks to all of you for watching today. We hope you had fun. We hope you come to Hamvention. If not, take a look at the online opportunities to get some of the experience of Hamvention, even if you are thousands of miles away. And we'll see you next time here at DX Engineering. Until then, 73.